tired being overlooked everywhere I go because of my body shape. There was a time being large was a form of royalty and wealth.
Oh, why would someone overlook you, Julius? Would you like to brainstorm some ways to make them pay?
Not tonight, friend. Animal gave me the formula I needed in order to jumpstart my plans.
Okay, but be careful. I know Animal appears to be all good, but he seems to be able to know a lot about all of us, and always seem to know what we want or need.
Okay, thank you, Natasha. I'll keep that in mind. Good night.
I worrying about Julius sometimes. Kush be always overworking him. Kush should be home soon. I hope we can have this conversation without anything getting out of hand.
All right, here goes nothing. Bottom up. I wonder how soon will I start seeing some results. I'm starting to feel extremely hot and a little dizzy. Wow. I feel lighter. It seemed Animal's formula rapid effects drained both my energy and hygiene. I see how I'm feeling after my shower.
As Julius showered, he became excited seeing his new transformation to his body. Now having some muscle definition and hanging a little lower, Julius began brainstorming on how he would start conducting himself moving forward.
What's wrong, Natasha?
Let me have a seat first. I guess I'll spit it out. After spending time in this modern world and experiencing all that it brings, I wish to be free to explore and carve my own path.
That's a bold ask, but regardless of the status of our relationship, you are mine, Natasha. So remove all thoughts of independence from your mind. You swore allegiance to me. You gave your life to me, and your power is our power.
I can't believe what you are saying. Is that all we are to you? Our Lord Kush, are we just weapons for you to wield? Am I just your sage prisoner until you strip me of my powers like you did Vlad? I thought we were a family, Kush. You, me, Julius, Roxie, and even Vlad. I keep telling you, Kush, we're not in the Dark Ages anymore.
I do understand your feelings, Natasha. Excuse me, Vlad. You see, Natasha, whenever I taste someone's blood, I'm able to tap into their past and future. But with you, I can only see your present.
And what is my present showing you?
That's the thing, Natasha. Your present is safe here with me, but I fear your powers will be unstable unless you reunite with her and become one again.
It seemed that you only have eyes for that pink face switch. You may need her, but I don't.
Look, Natasha, you may not remember, but Elle's existence was for us to reunite your soul with a strong enough body in order for us to reunite you with your true magical sage powers.
You see, you're used to me using my magic on a small scale. But my dear Lord Kush, even the imagination of someone as strong as you cannot measure my magical powers.
It's seen with Animal and Duval findings. I'll be able to create my very own wormhole to 6M. I better get to work on creating this portal before I crash out on this floor.
Not wasting any more time, Julius got very focused on creating his very own portal in order to always have access to crystals and a live connection to his kind.
I'm going to have to reach level 10 in the scientist's career in order to install the wormhole. Damn you, Animal, and my bladder for being an annoyance in my plans.
Good day, Dr. Igwolf. How do I go about getting my life back?
You must be the new guy. What happened?
Stove fire. Yeah, I'm only level 3 in cooking.
Yeah, I have a roommate who's still learning their way around the kitchen. Hold still.
Thank you so much, Dr. Igwolf.
You're welcome. You have to be careful next time. Make sure to fill out an incident report form before you leave today. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me check your swab sample, and I'll be back with a new thermometer. Man, I have to be careful of magic discharge when around electronics, before I fry someone else.
Dr. Igwolf, you're needed at the main entrance.
I wonder what's going on. Hello, I'm Dr. Igwolf. How can I be of help? Whoa, It seems someone is ready to come out. Let's get you into surgery for you to can meet. So do you have a name for him?
No, not yet, but I was thinking Felix would be a good name.
Well, whatever name you give him, I'm pretty sure he will love it. All right, we're almost finished.
Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome. So we're all done here. So just head to the front counter so you can take your baby home.
Okay, thank you again, doctor.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for your patience. I brought you some medicine to treat your starry eyes.
Thank you, doctor.
Dr. Igwolf, you're being requested in room 3.
I wonder what it is this time. Hey, Kason, what brings you in today? Well, I see CapCut got you for your voice as well. Let me take a sample, so we can find out what's wrong with you.
Dr. Igwolf, you're being requested near the entrance.
I'll be right back. Anissa, come with me. Kason already told me the story. Who's that lady who brought you? Open up. Wiccan's girlfriend. Well, I should thank her for bringing you too.
Dr. Igwolf, we have an emergency near the entrance.
Not again. Today have been non-stop. I'll be back. Man, there's a lot of people out here. So the lady in orange is Wiccan's girlfriend. She looks very regular, but I'll introduce myself after I help this patient. Excuse me, everyone, please let me get through. Ma'am, my name is Dr. Igwolf. Please get off our floor. There, slowly. Okay, ma'am, we'll be going to the surgery room. It looked like the girlfriend got a little impatient. She bet not leave these kids up here. It seemed Wiccan is putting his life together now that the twins grew up. Well, it seemed my life have gotten boring since Roxie moved out. Maybe I'll see what the girls are up to so we can spend some time together. Sorry, ma'am, but good news, we're all done. Have a safe trip. Hey, Kason, I brought you something to eat while you and Anissa wait for your results. Let me go and check in on her. Hey, Anissa, are you hungry? I can get you something before I check your labs. Okay, I'll be back. Everything looks pretty normal. Look like Kason is going to need a steroid, and Anissa going to need some antibiotics. And I'll talk to Wiccan about his girlfriend getting upset and leaving the kids at the hospital. All right, Kason, I going to give you a little shot. Tell Wiccan to keep a close eye on Ella in case she's sick as well. All right, Anissa, I got some medicine for you. Let your dad and Roxie know to come to see me if they get sick. Hey, Roxie, I'm calling to see if you want to meet up to catch up. Yeah, well, Lillian and I are on our way. Don't worry, I got the fire.
As the girls hang out around the bonfire catching up, Natasha informed the girls about getting a visit from Kason and Anissa at the hospital for being a little sick, how her and Kush isn't getting along, and how Elle holds most of her magical powers. Lillian informed the girls how she miss exploring space and looting spaceships, also how her and Animal want to move to Hinford-on-Bagley because they don't have any privacy in Willow Creek. Roxie informed the girls how hard it is to mentor and raise teen girls, how difficult it is being away from her family, and she wished to spend her free time building robots.
Roxie, I think you should walk away from that werewolf gang. You don't have any ties to that gang or Moonwood Mills anything.
After having some deep conversations about their ambitions, dreams, and complaints, the girls decided it was time to have some fun. As the girls were having the time of their lives together, Natasha started getting emotional, which Lillian instantly felt, and excused herself, allowing Natasha and Roxie some alone time. Roxie opened up about resenting Natasha for judging her for her animalistic behaviors, when she's the one she looked up to the most.
I'm sorry, Roxie. My behavior was unacceptable, and I should have been a better example of a big sister.
And just like that, Natasha and Roxie were thick as thieves again. Natasha then start explaining her finding new cures for diseases and giving Sims second chances at life. Natasha then start giving Roxie the update on everyone at the mansion. Kush new career, Julius weight loss, and Vlad recently got jumped back in the family. Natasha then start going off how no one enjoy Kush's presence due to his sometime uncontrollable hunger for blood, and how Vlad walking around mopping around with his fear of death. But after some time, Roxie received a text from Bryn that him and Anis is packing to move their things to Solani and will be stopping by to pick up some of her things to take with them.
Yeah, I have to deal with so many victims of Kush that it's becoming ridiculous.
As Natasha walked home, taken in the scenery, she accidentally stumbled upon the realm of magic, instantly craving magic. But after a while, Natasha realized that the magical orbs wasn't satisfying her magical craving. Natasha then decided to confront her doppelganger Elle in order to become whole again and regain her split magic.
So you're the one that houses the other half of my magic.
Whatever are you talking about? I was born with my power, and is why I'm the head sage in the realm of magic.
I guess you're in the dark as well. Well, I'm here to take back what's mine. And that would be you returning to me, and us becoming one again. I know this is hard for you to understand, but it's going to happen.
You dare threaten me, El the Master Mischievous Sage. I will put you in your place, and make you regret addressing me in that tone.
I'm assuming she needed to prepare before our duel. Well, isn't she going to be in for a surprise?
And surprised she would be. As Elle rushed to her books for some last-minute information, Elle stumbled on a bothering scene of their students all cursed and sick. Elle was in shock to witness such a powerful spell cast on so many Sims at one time. So much so that Elle knew she would have to confront Natasha before things get more out of hand. But once on the dueling grounds, the two spellcasters didn't waste any time. Natasha, full of confidence and focus, went straight into the fight. But Elle, full of rage and fear, wasn't backing down without a fight to protect her life and students.
It's over, Natasha, stay down.
I'm Kush Retainer. We never stay down.
Unknown to Elle, Natasha was absorbing Elle magical energy with each blast, leaving Elle weak.
Don't worry, I'll make it quick. Welcome home, my magic. Yes, I feel whole again.
But on a brighter note, Roxie met her family Bryn and Anissa at the Fire Festival in San Myshuno, showing off her level 1 singing talent, while her family gives her a hard time while on the microphone.
I'm going to see if the festival is ready.
Now alone, Anissa took her chance to go on stage with her level 2 singing skills while her Bryn and Roxie discuss what they'll be doing next. Seeing how trouble Animal were over the situation, Roxie whispered to Animal, letting him know that Bryn is the king of Solani and Anissa their princess, so they'll be protected there. But after a lengthy conversation, Roxie walked away feeling a little dizzy with steam literally coming from her ears. Now finally able to show off her level 6 guitar skills, Roxie couldn't stop smiling seeing her family in the crowd cheering her on and living a somewhat regular life. But once we revisit Natasha, we find her in Kush's basement discussing their future together.
I just don't see us moving forward together with us wanting different things in our new lifestyle. I can no longer be your girlfriend or your retainer.
This is frustrating, Natasha. But if that's what you want, I understand. Especially since now you fused back with Elle and absorbed the other sages.
So you heard about that. I wasn't in my right mind when I attacked them. The taste of magic overcame me, and I lost control. Matter of fact, if you didn't separate my spirit from my magic, this wouldn't have happened.
Listen here, you ungrateful brat. I sacrificed a lot in order to bring you back to this side. And this how you repay me.
But unnoticed by Natasha, who began displaying characteristics of Elle's rebellious attitude. Natasha started ignoring Kush and showing little to any respect for him.
That does it, Natasha. Don't call me when you need help containing your magical powers or else persona. You're on your own.
You think I need a lonely vampire controlling me? You think I'm Vlad, some weak servant to help feed you? Those days are over, Kush. It's not the Dark Ages anymore. Face it, you need us because you're scared of being left alone.
But before Kush could respond to Natasha's hurtful statement, Vlad walked in, putting an end to Natasha and Lord Kush's argument.
Look, Kush, I apologize for what I said. I don't know where that all came from, but I don't think of you in that way. I just want more out of life, and I can't get that if I'm a caged bird here.
Well, you're free now, Natasha, so do I as you like. But just because you absorbed ill doesn't mean you're 100% whole. Now you have to live with having two souls inside of you, yours and Elle's.
Finally, after spending my whole life studying ancient history, I found Lady Igwilde. If only those know-it-all professors can see me now. Ridicule and dismissing my theory that she wasn't erased from history, but moved. Now all I have to do is get my hand on the Lady Igwilde lost tomb, and I will be able to command her power for myself. I'm so close to becoming all-powerful in order to bring honor to my family name, that I can feel it within my grasp. I knew purchasing this old home would bring me luck, but now it's time for me to put my magic to work in order to get close to her and see my plan through until the end.
Hello, anyone home? Soul, I'm Natasha Igwilde, and I apologize for just showing up unannounced. But there's something about this home that drawn me to it.
Is that so? Should I tell her the truth that this was once her home, and that family purchased it? Or should claim that I worked hard to purchase it myself? My lady, my name is Reed McCain, and my family have waited your return for hundreds of years. My only purpose is to serve you, my lady.
But upon hearing this, Natasha just looked at Reed with a judging stare, questioning if she believed the things coming from his mouth.
Wait up. You're running too fast.
You're just slow.
Once the two made it to the flea market festival, the two quickly got each other caught up on each other's lives. Natasha announcing her journey for independence, but leaving out the incident with Elle, while Wiccan caught her up on the twins' growth, and how they will be spending the summer with Bryn and Anissa and Solani, while Wiccan is off on an important mission as a diamond agent.
Solani, you don't say.
Hey, it give the twins a chance to be kids. Chill with their kind, and plus it's Bryn stomping grounds.
Well, a new surrounding is great. After Kush and I broke up, I had to move out on my own to get to know the real me and push my limits.
I feel you.
Do you?
I'm a stray baby. I always push my limits.
After their short chatter, the two decides to go inside the flea market festival and not miss out on any fun. Once on the festival grounds, the two pick up their conversation about their careers, past and present mistakes, and changes for their futures.
I haven't told anyone other than Elle, but something never stood right with me when it came to my brother death by freezing. But my simology still say my brother is gone.
Hey, I'm here, and you can talk to me if you need to.
Thank you, Natasha.
I'm so excited we can be friends openly now, cook up some potions together, and have some fun duels.
I believe I heard Elle say that before as well.
Well, I guess great minds think alike, but here I brought you a little gift.
Aw, thank you, Natasha.
I'll be back, going to the ladies' room.
There goes Wiccan. Who's that woman with him? No matter. I'll just take her out so I can have a real conversation with my son. Soul, miss, I don't know who you are, but you seem to be someone close to him, and I can't have you clouding his mind.
Wait, how is he able to wield magic? Aliens shouldn't have access to magic. It seems you have some explaining to do.
How dare you attack Natasha to get to me? And how is it you're still alive?
Wanting answers, Duval informed Wiccan that Animal erased most of that day from his memory to give Duval a fresh start, and putting magical blocks in his mind to keep him from going near Wiccan or the twins.
Again, I apologize for attacking you, miss. Wiccan will finish talking later, but I have to go.
Why would an animal let me know that he released Duval? Also, I wonder if Lillian had something to do with it as well.
I don't know, but I don't believe Lillian would just do it without a reason.
You might be right. I just have to talk to Duval again.
Almost done installing the wormhole generator in order to visit Sixam, eat, and summon grilled cheese sandwich in space.
It's not going to work. You have to be in space.
I will be in space.
No, you'll be on a different planet. In that case, you can just eat it here to achieve your grilled cheese aspiration.
Well, thank you for your concern, my lord. But I got this.
Okay.
The nerve! Kush just sat there while I built that whole wormhole generator portal to get to space. Then when I'm done, he want to say something. Well, hopefully a party can catch his attention, and I can work in peace.
But sneaking through the mansion, Natasha worked her way down into the basement to settle her and Kush's differences.
So, how are you feeling? Have there been any issues since the merging, other than your hair?
Now that I'm in Grimmerbrook, my body naturally absorbs the magic all around me, so our magical cravings has subsided. My body got a lot more durable, and I feel more powerful.
Well, it's good to know that you have everything under control.
I believe I just heard Natasha. I could have her travel with me to Sixam, and if something go wrong, she can teleport us back. Natasha, come with me to Sixam's so we can explore, and I can eat my grilled cheese sandwich.
But once on Sixam, Natasha informed Julius of her roommate who had been waiting for her return for hundreds of years in order to serve her again. While Julius informed Natasha that his goal was to become friends with Grimm to share a grilled cheese sandwich, and if Grimm would let him run some tests on him.
Yeah, this random guy popped up claiming his family purchased my home, and he's my servant, but I just don't trust him. Then, while with Wiccan at the flea market festival, his dad showed up attacking me with magic, which aliens shouldn't be able to do, plus something about animals' death by freezing.
A magic-wielding alien. I got to get my hands on him to see what other secrets his body might be hiding. But we'll get back to that topic later. Girl, what's going on with you and Wiccan?
Holy Sims, it has been a long week. Wait, where did this come from? Looked like something Julius would purchase.
But once with Julius, Kush walked in on Grimm, explaining looking for someone to assist him with reaping souls.
Well, if you ever make a decision, call me up. Going to bed.
I'll be nervous if it was you as the new Grin.
I fix it, they break it. I buy it, they break it. And if it's already broken, they break it some more. Maybe I can get some advice from Natasha. Aren't you just the cutest? Well, second to lady, can you take us to Natasha? Hey, mister, I was wondering if Natasha is here. Do you know where she might be? I'm her sister.
No, I don't know.
I can smell her.
If you know she's here, why ask me?
Okay, chill. Is that my little sis Roxie? What brings you by?
Well, it's these teens werewolves. I don't understand how they don't take their schoolwork serious the way I did at their age. All they do is fight, complain, and argue with me.
Well, I kept telling you that you're different, and shit on your life. Trina is an abandoned werewolf, and the other girl was turned. Roxie, you're a blessing, a wish made by animal, and the change in my heart.
I want to help those girls like you all did for me.
Then help those girls from where you at now. Bring them into a loving home.
I thought about it, but Bryn has so many responsibility. He has his daughter to raise, working to open his bakery, and working to win Solani citizens' trust. I don't think he has time for me, let alone to other werewolves. I just don't know. But let's change the subject. Why is that I smell Wiccan on you? Let me tell you what Bryn told me. Wiccan told Bryn that you So whatever you're doing is catching his attention again, but this time in a good way. I just feel you two are good Sims and deserve to be happy, plus it would make our family more official.
I hear you, sis, and we'll deal with that if or when the situation calls for it.
Okay, I'll leave it alone for now, but I'll talk to the girls to see if they would like to stay in Moonwood Mills or move to Sulani with me and my family.
It'll be fine. At least after you talk to them, it'll help you make the best decision for you all. You're smart, Roxie, and you'll figure it out.
You're probably right. I'll do it once we leave. I guess someone ready to leave, but thank you again, sis, for the advice and the talk.
You're welcome, sis.
Hey, Rory, I think it's time for us to discuss Wolfang's future. Meet me at the hangout in a few. Look, Rory, I know Moonwood Mills is your home, and you founded Wolfang, so this what I'll do. You can remain the face of Wolfang and run it the way you like. But if any of my girls decide to stay, then I'll take back over leadership of the Wolfangs.
You already know our ways of doing things around here, Roxie.
Damn it, Rory. Fine, but I won't go easy on you like before.
Not wasting any time, the two werewolves instantly went at each other. Clawing and biting, the two wasn't holding anything back. Rory, being larger, depended on her size to try to dominate Roxie. But due to Roxie being alpha and master werewolf, Rory had a slim chance at winning.
You submit.
Yes, I submit. A deal is a deal.
After everyone calmed down, the two start discussing how they could better improve Moonwood Mills without impacting too much of Moonwood Mills' natural nature and history. Now being on the same page, the two spend the rest of their time relaxing around the bonfire while Roxie plays songs that she's learning. Returning home, Roxie got right to work speaking to her teen werewolves. Roxie informed both girls of her moving to Sulani to be closer to her family. She told the girls that they are welcome to go with her to Sulani if they choose to.
Trina, how do you feel about what Roxie said?
I already got a job in Sulani as a lifeguard. I figured I'll learn from both Roxie and Rory since I am a born werewolf.
I can't believe this.
But after talking to Trina, Aroma start feeling abandoned by Roxie, which cause Aroma fury to start rising out of frustration, with the girls thinking,
Aroma is really upset with my choices as their leader to move to Sulani, but on the other claw, Trina believe and understand my decision without question. Once the attitude calm down, I'll try talking to them and give a little more detail. Why would she leave us all alone? I'm scared to be alone. Like I told Aroma, Moonwood Mills isn't a safe place while Greg is on the loose, especially having non-werewolf children around. That's why I'm giving you guys the option to stay learning from Rory the werewolf way, or come with me to carve your own path.
But after talking to Roxie, Trina decided to stay in Moonwood Mills with Aroma to help her find a cure to return to her regular self while training hard with Rory to improve her skills.
I'll let the two of you talk.
Aroma, I have daughters and a husband that I should be with, and wanted the two of you to be part of that. We could have found the cure together as a family.
I thought we was building a home for ourselves here and rebuilding a safe place for werewolves.
The goal didn't change, just the plan.
Roxy, you're unpredictable and brilliant, which makes me worrying. But is what I will miss the most, the way you keep us on our toes.
You don't have to worry. I'll be using my tunneling skill to check up on you guys' growth. Just make sure to make me proud when I visit.
But what can we do for simoleons as high school students?
Don't worry, I already made arrangements for you guys to have most of my money to stay ahead.
You're button spamming. I'm not playing anymore.
Trina, don't be a puppy crying. I'm so excited to meet baby Lemuria. Is she a mermaid since you're a merman? How is Anissa taking being a big sister? And why is this keep happening to you?
As of right now, we don't know if she has any mermaid DNA. Anissa is excited, and I don't know yet.
But not knowing the reasoning behind Bryn's abductions, the two decided that they'll circle back around to the topic later when not on their date. Also, while on their date, the two discuss the teen situation in Moonwood Mills, the Duval twins, and Wiccan's situation with Wiccan's double diamond agent career, and their schedule everyone is following. But once back at the underground base, Roxie showed and start teaching Aroma how to decipher ancient werewolf text and artifacts. After Aroma's lesson, Roxie decided to test her mech suit to check out its performance and show the girls what they could be capable of building. The next day, Natasha came over to help Roxie bring back her deceased college roommate.
Don't worry, sis. I got it from here.
Thank you so much. I thought Roxie forgot about me.
Trust me, Roxie wouldn't have done that to you. She always do what she can to help others. She's innocent like that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean any disrespect, and is grateful for her for contacting you to help me.
You should be grateful for my sister's huge heart. Because between Roxie's ridiculous abilities and diverse family members, all it would take is a word from Roxie for us to end anyone. Just to enlighten how grateful you truly are.
But after talking up Roxie while putting fear in Roxie's college friend, Natasha returned home to put another individual in their place.
And as for you, Reed, don't let your tongue get you in trouble for disrespecting my sister Roxie. Mortals like yourself don't have a place in our hierarchy of power to be allowed to talk so reckless. But I'm happy we have an understanding moving forward, aren't you? So this is what I'm thinking. We turn the underground base into a training facility to hone our members' skills and abilities. As far as the old library, we can upgrade it with new and durable equipment to reduce cost on repairs, while also providing shelter and food for all stray dogs that visit the lot. Sounds like a good plan, right?
I should have got this all done last night after closing. Now I got to hurry up before customers arrive. Oh Sims, it's Miss Saya. Hey.
I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just looking.
Not smelling like a trash plant wearing that coat during summertime. Hey Oso, I already kicked out your partner.
Nothing like that. I was sent up here to purchase the crystal skull artifact for some guy once it's back in stock.
Is that right? Look Oso, if you need a job or money, I can get you started, and we could build your skills up. But once my co-worker arrives, she stocked the shelves, and if we have any extras, it's all yours, okay?
I'll think about it.
That's all I ask.
But keeping his promise, once Animal's employee arrived at work, a new crystal skull was available for Oso to purchase. We then switch over to Solani with the Bijou family going over safety, rules, and the understanding of their Bijou ways of living.
We got a lot of work to do, Princess. Right now, it's our job to teach our friends our way in order to further gain our people trust.
Okay, Daddy, I'll do my best.
Exhausted from all the planning, Bryn decides to go to sleep on the water to be ready to talk to the Duval twins first thing in the morning.
All right, you two. You guys will be staying here until Wiccan finishes his mission and say it's safe for you guys to go back home. Anissa will be in charge of making sure you all feel comfortable throughout your stay here. Also, she'll be assisting you guys with earning your scout badges. Homework must be done before doing any exploring of the island or going swimming.
Now, after informing the kids how their time will be spent, everyone sat around the table having a casual conversation and getting to know one another. But back to Natasha catching up with her bestie Lillian. Lillian start pointing out a bunch of changes in Natasha's appearance and mannerisms. Knowing she not able to hide anything from Lillian, Natasha told her she'll reveal what's going on with her the next time the girls are together. Later that night, Natasha met her girls at San Mishuno Museum to puff on some bubbles, while Natasha told her story how her soul was divided, making Elle in order for Natasha could be still connected to the living before Kush was able to bring her back. But the more Natasha used her magic, the more unstable her body became, resulting to Natasha reabsorbing Elle back into herself, causing the changes she's experiencing. Natasha then explained Reed's position in her life, how he claimed that his family worship her past self, and how he want to continue his family role. Roxie then let Natasha know how she sensed his nervousness when she was around and talking to her, while Lillian followed up saying she was picking up tense and angry vibes when he was in their space. Now able to get all that off her chest to her sisters, Natasha was delighted that she wasn't judged too harshly by the few people she trusts, with Roxie understanding her sister's situation and what she had to do, while Lillian was a little tense by who Natasha could turn out to be. It'd been 3 days since the Duval twins moved into the Bijot family home in Solani. Wiccan, using his teleportation spell, stopped by to make sure that the twins wasn't getting out of hand. Bryn then reassured Wiccan that the twins are on their best behavior and how everyone is getting along so far. Bryn also thanked Wiccan again for giving him the simoleon in order to open up his own island bakery named Bijot and breads not too far from his home. Later that day, Bryn caught up with Anissa to check up on her due to all the changes that started since they got settled in Solani. Bryn informed Anissa that they'll be open their own shop called Bijot and Breads, and that he'll make some space for if she decides sell anything she think is worth selling. B.
Yes, Daddy, that's awesome. I've been wanting to sell some of my knitted items I've been working on, but do you think people will buy my stuff?
Princess, don't worry about all that right now. Whenever you're ready, I'll be there to help you, and we'll make it work.
Excited, Anissa got right to work researching the type of clothes she wanted to create and the different ways she wanted to sell her smaller items, while thinking.
From what Daddy explained, I have a mannequin and a couple of shelves in the back room of the bakery. Maybe once I sell some clothes, I'll look into a sell table in order for me to sell some toys and some decorations.
Shortly afterwards, Bryn decided that him and Kazan will be cooking dinner for the family tonight. As the two started, the girls was having fun cheering on the guys while they cook. But despite Bryn completing his cooking aspiration and becoming a celebrity chef, Bryn acted as if he didn't see Kazan drop the dough a couple times and prep some extra just in case.
How you doing back there, buddy?
Everything is going good over here.
Okay, good. Watch out, girls. Got to get this food in the oven. And don't worry about that dough, Kazan. You did great.
Okay, and thank you. How did you like cooking with my dad?
It was a little scary because I was falling behind, but I enjoyed it.
I'll let him know.
But as soon as Bryn starting feeling his baby give him a kick and taking it like a man, with no reaction, all of a sudden, a massive earthquake shook Bryn and Anissa off their feet. Bryn quickly gained his footing using his aquatic powers to calm the earthquake while Anissa rushed out looking for the Duval twins. Now that the earthquake got handled, Bryn went out to investigating the damages caused by the lava stones and if any of his people needed help. But once everyone on the island was confirmed safe, Anissa returned with the twins, and the three of them start playing with the droids that Roxie made for them. Later that night, when the Duval twin fell asleep, Bryn and Anissa hung out with Lemuri in the kitchen listening to Bryn sing and play his guitar, while Anissa eat one of her favorite dessert. The next night, Bryn invited Wiccan, Roxie, and Clarence to announce the great news of Bijot and Breads being officially open and the arrival of baby Lemuria.
Wait, where's Dr. Igwolf?
I'll be your doctor today. Dr. Igwolf called out due to having a really bad migraine.
Welcome my baby Princess Lemuria Sama Bajau.
Taking advantage of this opportunity, Elle decided to use her time to try to coexist within Natasha by enrolling to an university doing online classes, while thinking.
I can't believe Natasha took precautions placing a veil on her house to keep me contained here. Until I figure a way out of here, I have to play it safe. And hopefully this will help show my acceptance to my fate. Maybe I can convince that elder detective to help me to get free.
But while at work on patrol, Reed was having trouble gaining the locals' trust since he was the po-po. But not giving up, Reed continued asking questions in hope of getting some information on Animal, Wiccan, Lillian, Kush, or Roxie. But with no luck, Reed had to give up for today and continue his patrol giving out citations. But feeling bad for not allowing Natasha access to his Reaper reward event, Grimm decided to help Natasha in her garden and serve as Natasha's counsel. While outside, Natasha was demonstrating her Herbio and Floralial spell to a young spellcaster, while Natasha waited to speak to Animal and Julius.
The reason Elle is able to control your body while you're asleep could be linked to her time disconnected from you and her soul having time to fully grow. And this Reed fellow isn't helping the situation.
Yeah, the guy is running around with our name in his mouth and asking questions.
Yeah, I agree, Animal.
Reed is harmless, just an obsessed mortal follower hoping to gain more time on his life.
But as soon as Natasha finished her statement, Julius tried forcing Elle's essence from Natasha's body. But due to Natasha's strong magical defenses, all Julius was able to accomplish was erasing his relationship with Natasha, leaving Julius thinking,
I can't believe my calculations was off. I thought if I was able to rewire her thoughts, I would be able to separate the two. Now we might never be the same.
Back at Animal's house, Roxie and Wiccan finished their conversation about Natasha and some of her changes, until they noticed Animal.
Okay, got to go, Uncle.
Man, I know I dropped my phone somewhere around here. Bro, I seen you hiding in the corner of the porch. You're always playing. Nah, I was just holding up the wall.
Not spending much time together since the end of the Realm of Magic season, Animal opened up the conversation starting with their affiliation with the Wild Fangs, and how he believes Roxie's vision for the werewolf community. The two moved the conversation about Wiccan promiscuous lifestyle involving his career, the Duval twins staying with Roxie and Bryn, and Reed weird behavior, and asking other Sims about the gang.
I'll check on Natasha, and check out this Reed guy to see what he's up to, but we're going to talk later.
So, is everything good with you and Wiccan?
Everything good for now. I just hope he don't get upset once he learned the truth.
Regardless how he feels, I got your back.
Once Wiccan made it home, he was met by Kush, who came by to talk about everything that had Wiccan in the dark. Bothered, Wiccan asked Kush what is his purpose for being so involved in their lives, and why Natasha been acting so out of character. Wiccan also let Kush know that Wiccan believed Kush is involved in this whole mess in some way. Kush, being annoyed hearing Wiccan complaints and accusations towards him without allowing Kush to explain the situation, Kush decided to find assistance from someone else.
My lord, Kush, was you able to retrieve Wiccan hard drive?
And why do you need this hard drive?
Well, after speaking to Natasha, I'm hoping to find any information on Mr. Duval's location in order to study his anatomy. Also, about Natasha.
What you do, Julius?
Well, my lord, I'm sure you're aware of Natasha's magic growing tremendously since her ray merging with Elle. Well, since their merging, there have been reports of earthquake happening from Willow Creek to Sulani, causing lava boulders to hit Bryn's home twice. She deformed the students and sages, controlling Grimm, and lastly causing magical crystals to grow around her home. So I thought if I could stop Natasha's internal struggle, she would regain control over herself.
What the fang? Everything is all wrong. I was the bridge to reunite their being into one. Let's just hope your interference don't affect her mind in a negative way. With all these phenomenon and shenanigans going on, I just might have to be the one to save Natasha from herself again.
We meet with Ivana as she visits the werewolf teens to show off her strength while trying to assert her dominant over Aroma. But after realizing that Roxie's teens wouldn't be easily intimidated, Ivana tried changing her approach and start complaining about Roxie abandoning her in order to win over Aroma. But not taking the bait, Aroma just listened to Ivana's complaints to later inform Roxie. But Ivana wasn't giving up yet. Ivana then tried influencing Trina using the same tired lines about being abandoned. Trina just ignored Ivana and went to work. But once home, Ivana began going through her day recalling certain events.
The nerves of those brats disrespecting me. Maybe I was too bold in my approach, but I know I can be a better pack leader than Roxie. Maybe I can cause some trouble in order to convince Lady Natasha to turn on the Volfangs, but where would I start? I'll start with the men and have them do my dirty work for me.
Later that day, Animal arrived at Natasha's home in order to find out Reed's problem with him and his family. But without being rude, Reed reminded Animal of the law and asked him to see himself out.
Good night, Animal, and what a silly name.
But right outside Natasha's home, Natasha and Elle was putting the moves on Wiccan, tapping into Wiccan desire for Natasha and Elle's desire for Wiccan, causing Wiccan to lose track of time and miss meeting with Animal to confront Reed, leaving us to believe that Wiccan don't have his priorities in order. But once Wiccan arrived, Animal, Julius, and Grimm was already talking without Wiccan, prompting Wiccan to move on alone.
So, what we need to do is separate Natasha and Elle again. Hopefully, we can make that happen without hurting Natasha. Grimm, if things go south, you know what to do?
Once everyone was on board with the plan, everyone left to gather more help. Back with Ivana and Natasha. Ivana went upstairs to visit Natasha while she was studying in order to stir up some trouble. Ivana started with Julius, trying to poke at his cold and cruel demeanor, but Natasha just ignored her. Ivana then discussed how she was made into a hellhound by Roxie and left as a ghost. She further explained how Roxie teen werewolves never respected her and may become a problem for them at a later date. But hearing about Roxie and her teens prompt Natasha to arrange a meeting between Ivana and Roxie. But as Natasha waited for Roxie's arrival, Natasha spoke to Grimm, informing him that she appreciated his help and will consider working beside him as a reaper.
Well, until next time, farewell.
Once Roxie arrived, Natasha was excited seeing Roxie, having a gift for her that she crafted for her sisters, catching Roxie off guard. But after giving Roxie her gem, Natasha informed Roxie of Ivana issues, wanted Roxie to speak to her.
If you could, talk some sense into her. It seems Ivana blamed you for her being a ghost, and I feel it's best if you explain your side to her.
Not a problem.
Not really expecting Roxie to make time to speak to her, Ivana thought that Roxie came by for a fight. Noticing this, Roxie simply ignored Ivana's attempts and allowed Ivana to explain her feelings. Hearing this, Ivana suggested to Roxie that she is allowed to run the underground hangout, which both Trina and Aroma would be working for her to make sure Roxie Moonwood Mill's goal is successful. But in hearing this, Roxie texts the Wolf Fangs to watch out for Ivana.
Natasha, every time you use your magic, it affects the world around you. Our friends in Solani almost got hurt.
It appears someone is bothered by not being the most powerful occult anymore. Are you feeling threatened?
Natasha, you're not thinking clearly and putting everyone in danger.
But due to their breakup, the merging, and Natasha's independence, all Kush's concerns and worries fell on Natasha's deaf ears. The next day at Wiccan's house, we find Wiccan letting off some steam by doing some calisthenics and hitting the iron while thinking,
I have to get to the bottom of this situation and find out who Animal really is. I know it's late, but I'm going to give him a call. Hey, bro, I was hoping we could have that conversation. Okay, good. See you soon.
But once the two moved to the backyard, Wiccan started the conversation where he's bothered the most, Kush. But once Wiccan noticed Animal's delightful expression, it sent Wiccan off. This caused Wiccan to question Animal's loyalty to his family, whether or not he's under Kush's control, and exactly who he is. But as Animal listened, he too became frustrated with Wiccan's complaints and came clean. Animal revealed to Wiccan that he's Animal's doppelganger, and Wiccan's twin life was exchanged in order to bring back Roxie. But after hearing our Animal story, Wiccan didn't want to hear anymore, which at that point Animal left in order to calm himself down.
This wasn't supposed to happen. Why couldn't Wiccan just leave the past in the past? Like, I still care for Wiccan as my own brother, and is why I keep him out of harm's way, and I even released Duval in order for Wiccan could have his own family. You know what, Dino, maybe I could talk some sense in him and try to explain why I couldn't tell him. It was Animal's last wish before Grimm took him.
But once Wiccan teleported to speak to Animal, Wiccan start belittling Animal, calling him a fake copy, doesn't deserve to be here, and wish not to see Animal's face again. But becoming fed up with Wiccan's behavior, Animal fired back, telling Wiccan he needs to grow up, and if he want him out his life, he have to duel him and show him that he's not needed.
I can't believe it came down to this. All we ever wanted for you is happiness because you lost so much. Don't you understand that? But if you won't listen to reason, then I guess we have to do what we have to do. You're damn right. Once I mop the floor with you, I'm going to let the other know the truth. How would you think Lillian would feel when she finds out you're impersonating her love? And I won't allow you to tell that lie to Roxie. Oh, my poor brother, you're the only one who's not in the loop.
As soon as the two finished their dialogue, the two spellcasters wasn't holding back as they fire back at one another with powerful blast of magic. But as the duel carried on, Animal start realizing that his paranormal magic wasn't enough to defeat Wiccan using his sage-level magic. But once the duel was over, Wiccan made a point to tell Animal that he can't hold the past against him, but now knowing the truth, it hurt him even more seeing his brother face on an imposter. It hadn't been a full 24 hours before Roxie heard the news between Wiccan and Animal and their big argument. Not taking any chances, Roxie called over her wild fangs, and they all met outside Wiccan's house. Natasha, there to help calm Wiccan down, and the wolf team to just in case some unwanted company arrives.
Big sis, where do you want me to be?
Right here is fine.
Once Wiccan came out, everyone took their places while the two talk about Wiccan's feeling in the whole situation. Roxie informed Wiccan that she was told by Lillian, and then later by our Animal, but could smell the difference between the two. Wiccan expressed his betrayal, and now feel alone now that his brother isn't here anymore, which Roxie explained why their Animal made the decisions that he made. Now sensing Wiccan's calm demeanor, the two finished up their conversation on a positive note, while leaving Natasha there to further console Wiccan for his loss again. Now arriving at Animal's house, and the teens already knowing their roles, Roxie went inside to speak to Animal and Lillian. Once inside, Roxie started with Animal apologizing for her uncle's attitude, which Animal understood. Animal expressed to Roxie that he didn't mean to cause trouble for Wiccan, but was trying to live up to Wiccan's image of his brother, as well as not to worry him with anything outside his family. Roxie appreciating Animal's efforts and thank him, further explaining Wiccan pain, and ask for Animal to give him time to cope with this new discovery, and she'll help whenever they need it. Once Lillian arrived, the two informed Lillian of everything and how they intend on taking care of the situation. Lillian agreed with their plan and mostly worries about Wiccan's headspace. But moving forward to Forgotten Hollow, we find Julius and Vlad discussing their role in helping Natasha and everyone from the rapid growth of Natasha's magic. Julius will be recalibrating his wormhole generator, searching for a place Natasha could live without being a threat to anyone, while Vlad will be Natasha's guard and regain his vampire abilities during their trip.
Julius, if you could call Vlad and meet me at the dining table.
Having everyone's attention, Lord Kush informed his retainers that Natasha is their family, and what they're doing is in order to save Natasha from herself. Kush apologized to everyone that he wasn't able to save Natasha sooner, but will make everything right again. Later, the gang met with Grimm, telling him their plans and asking him if he could also watch over Natasha for them since he's training her to work for him. Grimm agreed to their plan, prompting Kush to move forward with his part of the plan. Once at Natasha's home, Lord Kush started the conversation, talking Wiccan up and letting her know how much he loves her. He then talked about Vlad and how he would lay down his life for Natasha and one of his oldest retainers, and saving himself for last, express how much he loved her and thanked her for changing his ways, helping him see the bigger picture in life. But in a shocking change in their meeting, Lord Kush, with tears in his eyes, popped his fangs in order to complete Natasha and Els merging. Catching Natasha off guard, Lord Kush began draining Natasha's life spirit in order to reset Natasha's so that her spirit would merge completely.
What's happening? Why are they doing this to me? I'm so scared. Natasha, don't let him erase me.
Now that their merging is complete and successful, Kush leaves Natasha in order to regain his strength, allowing the others to complete their parts. Once home, drained and weak, Kush returned to his basement to his coffin to regain his strength. In doing so, all Kush's experiences with Animal, Lillian, his retainers, the Bijou family, and the Duval twins while hibernating will shape Kush once he awakens.
So this is Wiccan's house. Let's see if he's home. There he go. Hopefully this goes well.
Once inside, Julius sat Wiccan down to explain the situation involving Natasha and how important Wiccan's role is to complete their merging for good. Julius informed Wiccan that Lord Kush had reset Natasha's soul, leaving a few soul ties in order for her to make the smooth transition to an universe that can withstand and feed her magical hunger. And all Wiccan have to do is remind Natasha of their love for each other through love's first kiss. But once Wiccan arrived at Natasha's mansion, Reed McCain met Wiccan outside, ordering Wiccan and his freak of a family to stay away from Lady Natasha. Upsetting Wiccan, Wiccan fired back, telling Reed that this doesn't involve him, that Reed don't know his family, and that Reed need to leave his family alone.
Look, I need to see Natasha. So, if she's inside, I'm going in regardless how you might feel.
But after some time, Wiccan decided to return later when Natasha is home in order to not have to deal with Reed insecurities. After a few hours, Natasha returned home to the news of Reed's behavior towards a guest that came to visit her, already affecting the weather due to Natasha's reset and magical output. Now angered, Natasha's mood caused Reed to ignite into flames just from Natasha's anger alone. But not letting the situation go. Once Natasha got into the house, Reed jumped out and punched Natasha, causing the two to throw hands. But as Ivana noticed the two fighting, Ivana just ignored them, not caring that Reed was fighting Natasha. Once alone, Ivana confronts Reed of her plan to take out Natasha and her friends due to them always bullying any outside forces to protect themselves. But upon hearing this, Reed, in shock, couldn't believe what Ivana was suggesting. Reed ran off to process everything he noticed and the situation he got involved in. Shortly after, Wiccan returned to Natasha home in order to win back her heart and put an end to Natasha suffering from fate itself. Once Natasha arrived, Wiccan took the opportunity to reintroduce himself and get to know Natasha since the completed merging, mostly navigating Natasha's new interests and hobbies. While enjoying themselves, Natasha couldn't resist the connection the two have, which jump-started Natasha magic, which prompted Natasha to ask Wiccan to duel. During their duel, Natasha couldn't control her rush of emotions involved in the duel. See Wiccan across from her made Natasha feel safe, notice, and a real connection to him. But once the duel was over, and Natasha stared into Wiccan's eyes, Natasha couldn't help herself reach over, giving Wiccan his first love true kiss. Later that day, Wiccan took Natasha out one last time before heading to their final destination. Wiccan asked Natasha about her friends and family to get a feel of their situation. But after some time, Wiccan realized that Natasha only remember him, Vlad, and Kush, which Wiccan determined that there isn't much for them here. When the two arrived back at Natasha's home, Wiccan noticed Reed standing in the kitchen and without speaking decided to throw hands due to Reed disrespect, fighting Natasha and coming for his family. Later, the two meet with Julius in order to receive Julius' instruction to cross over to their own world. Julius reminded the two that his wormhole generator will send them to a world similar to theirs, but is strong enough to house their magical powers.
I'll go calibrate and get the wormhole generator ready for you too.
As the two talk before leaving, Wiccan took a short moment thinking about everyone he will be leaving behind. Duval and the twins, Roxie and Animal, hoping to visit everyone again one day.
Here goes nothing.